many things to talk about. So I kind of also want to hear, yeah, let me just give a bit of an introduction of what's been happening and about everything, and then about our plans in the coming weeks, and then I want to actually free up the room for questions and answers about DeFi strategies, about maybe a bit about the market. It's looking quite interesting, right? And about some other things. So let me just get started. And please, I would like to ask everyone to write down your questions, and then I will respond to all of that, right? Thanks, guys. All right, let's get rolling, right? So okay, yeah. So it's been 2 weeks ago since last AMA. We dived at that moment quite deep into the max LRTs, into our architecture, our vaults, and the things we have been building. I think that is all clear now, right? So we're building to get 4 derivatives: YNETH-X, YNBNB-X, YNBTC-X, and YNUSD-X, right? So these products are all ongoing. We decided to postpone a little bit the stablecoin release because we kind of want to harden the ETH and BNB products, the max products. The BTC products are strategies, right? So there's BTC, X, and other strategies are on BNB chain. And what's actually really cool, what we're doing now with Hemi. Hemi is a blockchain, and they are from good friends that we also met in Hong Kong and Singapore. We know these guys for some time, and they're building this really cool new algorithm where you have Bitcoin nodes and ETH nodes, and they sync in one consensus algorithm. And we're going to deploy our Bitcoin product on that chain, so it actually syncs its state back to Bitcoin Core Layer 1. So that means that you can always, if you want, claim your Bitcoin all the way back to Layer 1 real Bitcoin. And that's really important, I think, because if we now look in the Bitcoin market, there's a lot of these like Bitcoin derivatives, and some of them are pretty questionable. So I really watch out with those things. And what YieldNest is going to build a vault where you can just put your Bitcoin, get the max risk adjusted returns, and always have an escape hatch to Bitcoin Layer 1, right? Similar as ETH, where, hey, we have ETH, and now the API started at 12, and now we got so much inflow, so of course the API goes down a little bit, but it's still really solid, right? It's still the highest risk-adjusted like base APY on ETH in the market right now, right? So it's fantastic. And what we do there is that we have these strategies, currently mostly on Layer 1, right? But we're also exploring the strategies on base and other strategies. We're going to bridge to all these chains soon, and we'll talk about that in a bit. And then we collect all these yields, and we go back to ETH Layer 1. And then if there's ever an issue or you want back your ETH, you can get it on ETH Layer 1, right? Because with a lot of the other things, you get like derivative on derivative in basket. It's very risky. We, from the ground up, because we've been doing this for quite some time, have designed our architecture to be sufficient and to build these products in the most secure way, right? So going great. The BTC product is going to be deployed on Hemi, and I'm really excited about that. And the stablecoin product, I actually, before deploying that, I would like to get more user feedback. Like if we talk about a stablecoin product, where do you want that product to be synced, right? So let's say, I know in the beginning it's not that important, but when it becomes important when it goes wrong, right? So when you have your stablecoin where you want your yield, where would you want to have that escape hatch, right? I think on Layer 1, right? But some people say, no, I'm fine with Base, or I'm fine with Arbitrum. I think in some worst case scenarios, things could go south for Base or Arbitrum. Like, so I personally, if I have like $10 million, I don't want to inject that on Base or Arbitrum. I want to be sure that if there's an issue that I can escape on ETH Layer 1. That would be my input, but we need a little bit more community feedback and input on that. And for the BTC one, I think we're gonna pick Hemi, but also there, we're gonna make that a community vote, right? Yeah, and actually that actually brings us to the to this. Yeah, this is actually really cool. What I can show, right? So I'm gonna showcase something we have been working on. So we're building the governance portal, and actually, like before we make a decision on where to deploy which base vault and where are we going to deploy, where are we going to deploy our base USD strategy or BTC strategy. I kind of want to make that into a community vote, so to get everybody's input and feedback on like yeah, what is the best place to deploy these vaults, right? 1 second. Aragon. So we're working together with Aragon to get our governance portal out. It's looking very, very, very nice actually. Yeah, here we go. So this is not live yet, but what we're doing now is that we are preparing all our smart contracts, and at the moment when we launch our TGE, we will first, by the way, have a pre-market on Aspecta. So people that want to trade the YND token can. Somebody wants to market on Sun. That's interesting. Well, I got rug pulled by Andre Cronje himself. I know Andre actually pretty well, and I actually still own a lot of money on Phantom, right? This is a perfect example of why. Yeah, I also thought that Phantom was pretty safe in the past. I was throwing around some of my capital there. Luckily, I removed most of it because I was a little bit worried already. But there was still a substantial amount was on FTM, Phantom, and Phantom got completely destroyed, right? So I just don't trust Sonic. I don't trust it, and I know everybody is going there. Similar, everybody is going to Solana or Barachain, but like I don't know, man. I would be pretty worried about that, to be honest. All right. Going back to the, I will talk about that later. But how I actually want to do it, we have our forum here, right? So that's the first thing. So on the forum, we have like all these discussions going on, right? Then what I will do is pose a proposal. We are going to deploy the USD vault on ETH layer 1. And then the community can say, no, we want it on Sonic. If everybody of the community really wants it on Sonic, I will listen to that and I will deploy it on Sonic. Although from a risk management perspective, I wouldn't agree with that. But still, I would do that, right? Because at the end, when we deploy the DAO, when we deploy these contracts, when we have deployed, when we do our TGE, it's kind of getting out of our hands, right? So the community will have the capability to vote and participate in the governance of YieldNest. And you see here, this is not the final portal. This is a deployment locally, where we're testing everything. We're testing all the smart contracts and everything. So, but once this is deployed, we cannot change most of, well, the GUI we can change, but the smart contracts we don't, right? Yeah, and I would encourage everyone to go to the YieldNest docs. There you can actually read more about our governance and our tokenomics. All the details about the pie charts and the numbers will be released soon. But for now, it's just more about the technical workings and how YND token will work. And I will explain a little bit about this during this AMA. So as you can see here, I have some test tokens. It's YND, it says here, but the YND is not out yet. Watch out. Anyone that says, oh, YND airdrop, blah, blah, blah. No. Only trust official YieldNest Twitter communications or communications for me or the Telegram groups. Like, watch out, right? I'm just showing this as a theoretical example and to get your guys' feedback and to get your input on our stack, right? All right, there we go. So here we have kind of earn yield. It's not going to be restaked because we're more like a DeFi. We're more like a structured product suite than just a restake platform, right? So it's going to be okay. Deposit and earn yield. Stake your YND tokens or discuss things in forums. Okay. When you stake your YND tokens, you can go to this staking page, and you can see here my voting power. and everything, or you can do it from the dashboard. I'm just going to go to the staking page for this better to explain these things. You can see right here, I have a little bit here, and it's in a warm-up period. We're going to remove this warm-up period on the final deployment, right? So it's very simple. You say, all right, I want to stake, let's say, I want to stake 1,000 YND, right? And I click it, and then you basically interact with the YieldNest DAO smart contracts, receive veYND tokens. I'm not going to go to this whole process now on the stream. Yeah, not going to do that now. But you can deposit. You can already see that I did a deposit here already, and it will make me eligible to vote, right, on proposals. But you will also earn rewards, as you can see here, right? So you will earn rewards by being in certain pools. You will earn rewards by holding the VE token, because holding the VE YND token earns protocol rewards. So we now have over $100 million in TVL, right? From that TVL, YieldNest earns a little bit of a fee. Obviously, this is going to increase over time. There's also other income streams from the AI, Nest AI, and there's a bunch of income streams that all flood into the DAO. We already made over $200,000 at the moment. Those $200,000 will be bought back and distributed to users, right? So basically, the YND that's earned will be basically distributed back to the users, and you can claim the rewards right here, right? Then the second thing is that you also be able to vote on gauges, right? So you earn rewards, but there's also an inflation rates, right? So the goal of YieldNest is actually to have a certain income in the DAO and have a certain inflation rate, where we want the income in the DAO to be higher than the inflation rate. So still we can incentivize pools, similar to how Curve worked, and we can do all these cool things, but we will also be able to dispute and incentivize these different pools, right? If I now go to, for example, to YieldNest, just to the website, I hope you guys can see my screen. Yeah, you can see my screen. I go to the docs, and then I go to the tokenomics. Yeah, and then here you actually see the whole process, how it works, right? So if you are on the governance form right here, you can vote on gauges, you get rewards. Let's focus in on the rewards for now, right? So if you are a user, you use the products, all right, you don't have to participate in the DAO. You don't have to be an active participant. It's very simple. You use the products, and a little bit of the fee is generated. The fee buys back YND from the market and distributes the YND that it bought back to the users, and the users can then either stake the YND or sell it. And the voting power, so when you stake, how do we determine how much rewards do you get? So when you stake, first, it's going to be 1-to-1, right? So let's say I stake 1,000 YND, you have 1,000 VE YND, right? But over time, as you see in this chart, your voting power will go up, right? So you're not, the difference is, for example, other VE locker mechanisms is that you're locked for 4 years or longer or 2 years. You cannot withdraw, right? In this case, you can actually always withdraw, right? So if you want to unstake, you can just go here, you click unstake, and then you have a cooldown period of 30 days. So as a user, you stake your YND, you get veYND 1-to-1, and then over time, your voting power goes up. But when you unstake, you lose your voting power. So let's say you stake 1,000 YND, then it's only, let's say I staked 1.4 here, right? For example, it's only 1.4, but then over time, this could turn into 5,000, right? You're not getting 5,000 YND, but you're earning like you have 5,000 YND because your voting power keeps going up, right? Then if you withdraw it, you get back your original YND, but your voting power is gone, right? So that is, I think this mechanism is much easier to understand. It still kind of incentivizes our users to stay and to be participants, and yeah, I think it's a good way do it, but I would love to get your feedback on this. And this is, of course, also a very big alpha leak and a walkthrough, right, for our core community. Yeah, and here you can read everything about it. Like, okay, so there's a way to earn yield, and there's a way to actually be active in YieldNest. What do I need to do here? And again, you're not forced to participate in the governance, right? You're not forced to do that, but it is recommended, right? Because we are going to give more rewards to people that yeah, non-decaying voting power. Correct. Yeah, that's the word, the terminology. Thank you, Giel. Amazing. So yeah, it's this is it from the governance side. And actually, I have a lot more things to show, but I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna just build that up and showcase that for after our when we do our TGE. All right, I see some questions coming in. When will be YNUSDX launched? Yeah, thank you, Seth Vlenk, for that question. Really appreciate it as a new staker, as you said, just made to the first deposit. Thank you so much. Really appreciate that. So the stablecoin release is probably going to be after TGE because we have a lot of things to do. We were trying to do it beforehand, but there's just not enough time. I rather want to focus having the ETH max and BNB max out and complete those components. Do a TGE, have the governance portal out, and get some more community feedback on the stablecoin product before we're going to release it. I think that is preferred. Yeah. Another cool thing on that case, because the reason also why we moved it around is because, and this, yeah, I'm gonna say it here, it's fine. We're going to kind of get rid of the ASBNB dependency, meaning that we're just going to build our own large pool rewards, our own, like, that we're gonna build it in-house. Like, I don't want to have dependencies on any future, yeah, weird integrations. All right, next question, guys. Let's keep it moving. Yeah, very cool. Non-decaying voting power. Correct. Non-decaying voting power is amazing. It's a new innovation. I've been in, DAOs and VE token models for quite some time, as you guys know, and it's great. I mean, look in the camera here. I think it's a great mechanism, right? Will the part of the YND airdrop be vested? No, not part of the YND airdrop will be vested. I hate that, right? Like, I don't want to do that to users. Users can decide themselves. So when the YND airdrop happens, people can decide themselves if they want to sell or want to stake. What I will do, though, is I will do a little bit of an inflation on the YND, right? So if you are a seller, if you're a seller, yeah, you can sell. It's fine, but there will be inflation, similar to the Kaito airdrop, right? We saw Kaito perform pretty well, and YND is also gonna perform very well, right? So what you can do when you receive the YND airdrop, you will be able to stake it right away in the veYND system, the DAO system, and then earn really high rewards. So that means that you can either sell it right away or stake it longer, and the inflation from YND, so the new tokens YND will offset any price move. Obviously, that is always, like, I cannot give any guarantees there, but I hope that like, yeah, we try our best to not do that. We have enough capital in our treasury, so we're just ideally gonna make sure that that's not gonna happen, and that everybody that stakes the YND will actually get more money, right? Because we want the people that sell, go and sell it. It's fine, no problem. But we want the people that stake it to earn more rewards, right? And the airdrop is also gonna be cut up probably in like 3 different phases, so that we, as similar to what EtherFi did and similar to what other products did, we're gonna get a great airdrop in the beginning. Especially YieldNest is great because there's not where, if you look at other protocols, they have somehow got more users than YieldNest. YieldNest has quite a niche small but very smart and a great community, right? So our airdrop is generally going to be much better, and then you can decide yourself to sell it. I understand that people want to sell it, right? Because we're going through much of pain in the market right now, and it's not that easy, right? But yeah, selling a token, in the bear, it's better to hold on. And YieldNest is much more than just a restaking platform. We do a lot of things. We already have revenue, so we have over 200,000. We have over $200,000 in revenue we generated from multiple angles, right? And I count some of the incentives that we've got. We've gotten airdrops from different communities to deploy our stack onto different chains, and it's actually a little bit more. There's actually quite a little bit more than 200K, right? But some went to treasury already. But most of it we're going to use to buy back the YND tokens and distribute it to our users. So obviously by doing that, we expect the token price to continue. Can you give an example of how future subDAOs may look? Yes, thank you. Yeah, I'm very excited about subDAOs, but the problem, Mr. Jumper, is that the subDAOs are valuable if you get over $100 to $200 million into one of the max RT vaults, right? So imagine YND ETH is going great right now. We have over 100 or 200 ETH a day that flows in. It's fantastic. Very, very happy about that. And if this keeps going like that, then yeah, we're at like $200 million in YND ETH soon. As you can see, the caps of YND ETH are almost reached. They are going to be extended. We're gonna open them up right away after they get hit. We're even thinking about doing it next week, early next week, because it's almost hit. Wow, I didn't look for a while, and so 4,736 ETH is deposited in YND ETH. Wow, thank you, everyone, and that's great. Yeah, and when that gets hit, we extend it, and then I would say maybe we should put in a timer, or it's more something for governance, right? So how I see it is that all the active participants can apply to be a governor or apply to be a founding subDAO member of the YND ETH subDAO. And how I see that, if you go to the docs, you see that beautiful diagram that explains it. Right now, YND ETH, YNBTCX, USDX, BNBX are all products right now, and then soon they will turn into subDAOs. But the only way that could happen is when it generates an income for it to become a subDAO. For example, Nest AI is already a subDAO. Nest AI is a standalone token that is building this interface now for anyone to talk to NestDAO and help them optimize their portfolio, right? So NestDAO is a money generating machine in itself. The Nest token is not related to the YND token, and in itself it's going to do things, right? The difference between all these subDAOs will not get their own kind of liquid token, of course, right? It's just the YND token, which is the main, governs the whole system. The YND ETH, when it turns into a subDAO, it will pay a salary to a person that is investigating new strategies. So right now in YND ETH, as you guys know, we have a bunch of strategies, right? So actually not all strategies are fully updated yet. We're working very hard here to integrate all the strategies. And you can see here right now, and we're trying to be more and more optimized with this. There's around 600 ETH sitting in the in YND ETH. It's not generating yield, right? So somebody needs to decide, like, all right, do we fill up the buffer a little bit more? Are we going to inject in the curve arbitrage strategy? Or are we just going to inject an ETH, YND ETH to do, get these rewards, right? As you can see, there's a lot of decisions there, and Nest AI is actually a device or a AI model that will inject itself and advise here, right? What's really cool? AI, there is this new service from OpenAI where for $20,000 a month, you can hire a PhD level AI agent. The PhD level AI agent will function at the same capacity as a PhD in your company, right? That is the promise from OpenAI. And then you have a $10,000 a month AI agent that will help you with specialized stacks like programmer or whatever. And then you have a knowledge worker AI. So we have these AI agents that will help the people that are in the subDAO to make better decisions here, right? So there's kind of going to be this interface, right? I think you guys already have seen our we did a over weekend like hack for this, right? I think you guys have already seen our AI interface that we're building, right? This interface is going to be used by people, and this is from the NSAI subDAO. People can connect to this. They say, hey, NSAI, please talk to me and help me to manage my portfolio, right? NSAI in turn will then give you a response. NSAI will say like, all right, here, these are the strategies, I suggest this, and it will actually propose transactions. But there is this human oversight because we don't fully want to be reliant on AI. So basically, as a subDAO governor, you're there to kind of help the AI to not do crazy things, right? So that's kind of the TLDR of the subDAOs. And we only want, it only makes sense when one of the products, right now the BTC product is over almost over 100 mil. When one of the products, I would say, gets over $200 million, then these subDAOs will be activated and moving forward. Yes, upcoming project, you can also see stablecoin here, but I'm gonna not talk about that right now. Yeah, so that was a really good question. Thank you, really appreciate that. All right, not selling the airdrop. Thanks, Jumper, you're amazing. Is future staking YND will probably earn other tokens than YND? Well, that's also amazing question, right? So actually, like YND, if you stake it, it earns protocol rewards, and protocol rewards are on all of these vault tokens, right? So all the strategy tokens. So we're earning a bunch of rewards. We're earning AVS rewards, we're earning ETH, we're earning stablecoins, we're earning Bitcoin, we're earning USD, right? So we're earning all of these different tokens. And to actually simplify it, we're saying in the beginning, we're gonna sell all these tokens for YND, which is great because that pumps the YND price up. And we're going to give back the YND to users, right? As simple as that. That's how we're gonna start. But in the future, what I foresee is that we can actually also say like, well, do you want your rewards in YND or you want your rewards in YNUSDX, for example, or you want your rewards in ETH, or you want your rewards in Bitcoin or BNB, right? So I think what we're going to do in the future, this might take a while because it's, you know, we need to increase the revenue, we need to increase the flows and the reward flow modules. This needs to, you know, in my opinion, these flows need to be done in a fully permissionless manner. I don't feel comfortable like now YND, selling it for YND, distributing it. I can do that really like decentralized. But if I'm like, oh, this person wants to pay out on this person wants to pay out on that, comes being quite complicated, but we can automate that. So probably Q2, we will have that option. And then as a user, you can say, hey, I'm earning my rewards, as you just saw on the governance portal, right? Like you have this tab where you can earn your rewards, and then you can say, I want to claim my rewards in stablecoin, or I want to claim my rewards in something else. And yeah, that will definitely be possible. So that's a BVM. Great question, and this is also actually wrote down in the governance documentation, where it says that, well, we're doing distribute and burn from the start, but you know, if you hold YND tokens and you're saying, I really want this and this needs to happen now, then you can actually force us to change it to stablecoin or change it to a meme coin. But I think not everybody in the community would like that, I hope, right? So like, I hope it's just gonna stay, it's just going to, no meme coins, please, right? It's just going to stay either YND, YNEFX, YN BNBX, or YN BTCX. I would say these are like the 5 options, and I usually can just pick with whatever he wants, right? I think that's probably the easiest way to distribute rewards to people. Oh, and what's also really cool, and I can finally announce this, we're going to have the flow that I just showed you, right? So I just showed you a flow of like, hey, you can stake your YND, you can vote, and you can claim your rewards. We're actually also gonna fully automate this with StakeDAO, because we're gonna get a liquid locker. That means that StakeDAO will vote for you, or you can vote yourself. So you kind of get a position together with a lot of other people. So you can combine your voting power. So let's say BVM and Jumper and Hin, all in the liquid locker. Then with your liquid locker share, you can vote on certain things, and then together you get a vote together, right? So we have liquid lockers via StakeDAO. That means that StakeDAO will auto compound your yield back into YND, so you don't even have to claim and stake again and all these things. Like StakeDAO will do that for you, right? So that is great, and why that's also because you don't have to be participating in the DAO. StakeDAO will do it for you. What is also really nice about that is that you get these boosts, right? Similar how we see that with Curve and with other protocols. We want to create the YND wars, right? So if you know the Curve wars, where people were fighting over voting power, that's the same thing that we kind of want to achieve with YND tokens as well. Like going back into like the DeFi renaissance, we want to go back to that. We want to create that fighting over the voting power, etc. And that mechanisms are fully in place, and we're building out all the designs for that right now. Yeah. All right. That's a great question. Thank you, guys. Great innovation we've got here. Oh, thank you. When is Semaphore AI token holdings is happening? Yeah, I keep that a little bit of a secret, but make sure it's a threshold. I don't know the exact amount, so but I think I will ask Roy and the exact details on that. Yeah, I'm a little bit disappointed. The market it's not going as planned, right? Like, I mean, the YND AI token, we're in this really downward trend of the market. Virtuals itself is completely crashing. Yeah, we couldn't have not foreseen that. So like, I feel a bit bad about that. But at the same time, I'm actually also very happy that we did that, because it was this very good preparation for YieldNest and YND to prepare ourselves for the bigger like YND launch. And it's great to have it out there. It touches a whole new community. It touches we got a lot of new users from it. So I'm very happy about that. It's going great. And YND AI itself, as you just saw, is evolving. It's gonna do amazing, but it is, yeah, it's still. I didn't expect virtuals to dump that hard. Right? It's a bit unfortunate, but it's fine. Everybody that holds Nest will get a great airdrop, right? But you need to hold, I think, minimum amount of $10, I believe. That's I think it's in the airdrop post. So we just released a blog post about the airdrop criteria. Let me actually find it and share it in the chat. Yes, this is the finalized version. Just finalized version. No, not 10 tokens. Let me see. 10,000 tokens. Unfortunately, Nest token is not worth. It's around $10. Nest token is not worth that much. We can walk over it together if you want. But that's a great question, right? So yeah, Nest holders will get an airdrop, but you need to hold a minimum amount of 10,000 tokens. It's not that much. It's like $10 because we if you hold 1 cent, yeah, you're not gonna get the airdrop. But if you hold $10, yes, you're gonna get included, and it's gonna be a nice extra boost for everyone. How may YND stake can qualify holder for voting? Yes. How many YND? How many? Yes, 100 YND. 100 YND tokens. It should be around. It should not be. Should not be more than $100, $150, I think, to participate. So we're trying to make it. We're trying to make it like very accessible for everyone to use it. So it's around like. Also, like it should not be above $100 to participate in it. I think right now we set it to 100. Sorry, to 50 tokens. We send out 50 tokens, right? You can do the math there. Yeah. So yeah, that's what we're thinking about right now. Yeah, I think stablecoin would be a great option. Yeah, stablecoin is a great option. I fully agree. That's coming, but we do it after TGE. I feel. Okay, stablecoin should pay out. Yeah. Well, we start with YND because we buy back YND in disputed. That's the most straightforward and also the best in the beginning, I think. And then over time, this is going to be changed, and people can do that themselves. All right. Is there a place to yield as a revenue, like a June dashboard? No, not yet, because there's so many different revenue streams. And Mr. Hin is building all the June dashboards, and we still need to update him with all the different data feeds on that. And this, I think, after we release the stablecoin and when we have all those revenue generating, we could add reward collectors and strategies. Let's update the June dashboard to display that. Right now we have that kind of internal, and there's also. We get so many different airdrops from different protocols. We got a huge Barachain airdrop. We got a huge Eigen airdrop. We got, all these things. We're just injecting it as part of the revenue. So the revenue is maybe it's even gonna be 300K, right? Like that we will flow back. So it's a bit open-ended right now. So we want to clean that up and then completely 100% correct display that in a June dashboard where you can view all that data yourself, right? Right. What I also want to do, and there's probably a lot of questions about that, right? Like, hey, what are the airdrop criteria, right? So YieldNest has released the official airdrop details, everything you need to know about it, right? So I would highly encourage everyone to read this post and to understand that. It's a community-first airdrop. We really find it important to attract and reward people that use YieldNest in the beginning to give them a reward. But the most people we want to reward people that actually participate in governance or people that actually staking, right? That we want to have the most of the value going to people that are long-term aligned, that are like, okay, this is a great product, let's work on it together, and let's improve it, etc. These people we want to reward the most, and eventually we're looking for governors, we're looking for people who can help with sub-DAOs and stuff like that. My vision has always been that in the future, people will work, personally as well, I prefer to work for a DAO than for a corporation. I hate corporate stuff. I could probably make more money if I would work for some Google or other corporate entity, like I have a corporate background. I worked for these corporations in the past. I hated it. So I would like to see a world where we have more like DAO jobs. And that's what I did myself before as well, right? Like I think some people in the audience, like I know Deep Crypto Dive, like Heel also worked for multiple DAOs and stuff. Like I did that as well. And this is much more fun, right? And this is the same thing that I want to create as well, where people get a YND airdrop, great, and I want to keep these people that are aligned with YieldNest just close to the community, and eventually have the protocol itself kind of spin out jobs, right? So, for example, Hin is an amazing, super active community member. We're very, very happy with Hin. And Hin also is helping us now with the Chinese community, because Hin speaks Mandarin, right? So it's fantastic, and these are the kind of setups that I want to achieve, and it's all eventually will be paid out by the revenue of the protocol. The protocol makes money. The money is then distributed to people that are actually in helping the protocol sustain itself, right? So that is my main reason and my main goal of the airdrop is finding people that are aligned with YieldNest like that, and finding people that can help us move forward, right? Well, the most and earlier adopters, season OG will get the highest airdrop, right? Then you have season 1, season 2 get also part of the great airdrop. So everyone farming seeds, we really want to encourage that, right? Because people that were farming seeds took a gamble, right? But because you don't know, like, is YieldNest actually doing an airdrop, or is this actually real or not, or right? So these people that believed in YieldNest early on, great, right? That is fantastic. Also, big shout out to Sean, front-end Sean, and you can actually see that here. There is a new seed page that went live, right? So you can see here your deposit, how to earn, and we explain everything very nicely here. You can see the whole seed page has just been updated, right? Fantastic. You can see that here. There you go. I have a little bit of seeds myself, obviously, because I've been, depositing a lot. All my airdrop is not gonna be sold and completely staked, so don't worry. Oh, thanks, Jumper. Yeah, I've been doing a lot of work on this to kind of upgrade it before we're gonna do our TGE, yeah. So it's fantastic. We're very happy with that. The data is all great. This seed page. This is taking a lot of time. So please, some love and respect for our devs that have been working on this. So you can click how to earn, and we want to simplify this process for everybody involved, and you will be able to see all these different components, right? Yeah, this is great. All right. Oh, actually, let me go back here to the post. All right. So yeah, the seed page, seeds are the most important in the community, right? All right, and then we have partner communities. Well, partner communities including Nest AI, Llama NFT holders, StakeDAO, Curve, Yearn, Convex, Spectra, Tina, the veYND News, and Kernel. They're gonna get a nice thank you, but it's not gonna be as big as the seeds, obviously, right? And it's cool. We want to activate the community, so every community has to do something in order to get these rewards. Of course, the Llama NFT holders. I'm a Llama myself. Like if you hold the Llama NFT and you hold at least a minimum of 1 YNETH or 1 YNETH X, you're gonna get eligible for this reward. StakeDAO, because StakeDAO is helping us with the liquid locker. Very grateful for StakeDAO. They're gonna get part of the rewards, and then people that are voting on our pool, right? People that are voting on VSDT on the following pool, YNETH X, right? They are getting rewards as well. The VCV holders that are voting on the pool or on the lending market will get the rewards. Similar to Yearn, similar to Convex. So we want those communities to help us to boost the rewards for all of you, right? So that means if you go to the YNETH X CFV USD market, I can see a little bit of a spelling mistake there that I have to correct. I can see here there's a spelling mistake. It should obviously be here CFV USD, right? So I will report this and fix this later on. Yeah, and if you then go to the YNETH X market, this is now, I set it up yesterday night, so we're still getting the gauge here. But you will be able to land similar to the YNETH CFUSD market. You can actually borrow. Some people are already doing it, but it's a little bit underutilized because I know it's a little bit hard, right? I guess to to do this. Yeah, you can see here the YND CVUSD market to be 82%, and you can borrow now. It is 27%. You can borrow now for 0.5% yield, borrow CVUSD, and do other things with it, right? So that's great, and we're gonna get votes in on that market, similar to the YNDX pools as well. So that's fantastic. Tina at Spectra on the YNDX pool on Spectra, and Tina on the external Bitcoin or BNB pools as well, right? Yeah, the snapshot and claiming process is, yeah, here, like, don't stay safe, you know, always verify that you go to YieldNest.finance. Like, we're not gonna do the airdrop this month, right? Probably because I don't know what you guys think, but we were ready to do it, ready to go. But I feel it's better to wait probably early April to do it, right? And on top of that, we have the Aspecta pre-market going live on the 18th. That means that people will be able to trade YND before it comes out. I'm very excited about that. So that means that if you want to, you can speculate on that price, or you can just observe and see what other people are doing. So this is going to be on the BNB chain. It's a collaboration with the Binance wallet and Aspecta, where we are going to do this pre-campaign, and people will start to trade the YND tokens. And think about it yourself what that means. It's let's see, you know, if what Binance is going to do. I think if we get a lot of volume or a lot of interest, Binance listing will become closer and closer. And it's basically a pre-market. And now we have Paid Network and Kanga, but we're still in talks with them. So things are moving at crazy speeds right now. Yeah, after the airdrop, stake and earn. It's all in the article. So I would recommend everyone to give it a read. All right, let me go over the questions. Yeah, CPACE is awesome. Thank you. Yeah, please. Oh, thank you so much, guys. Yeah, it took a while. I always said the ghosts of Satoshi are hunting me. The ghosts of Satoshi are hunting me for doing a point system. But it's like, it's okay. I think we did a great job, and it's looking very clean, and it's very great because now we have this mechanism that we can feel that everybody is involved, etc. Yeah, overall market jumper. It's crazy. It's insane. I have never experienced this kind of market where the news is like extremely bullish, and then the market conditions are extremely bearish. I mean, I didn't check the markets today. Like, I decided, you know, like, I have a longer term. I want to build YieldNest. I want to build revenue, and I do care about the price. I do think still long term it's gonna go higher. Short to medium term, very hard to predict right now. It could go, to be honest, like it could go either way from here. We could go a little bit lower, but it feels like we're really closing into that max pain region. Max pain region means that everybody is suffering so much that there's not that much more pain that we can endure, right? Because, like, you know, I'm not selling right now. Like, I have my ETH that I bought for a longer term, a small stablecoin position that I hold. Yeah, I believe in ETH as a main, like, settlement guarantee layer. I hold some BNB, some Bitcoin. So I'm diversified a little bit, mostly ETH right now, and some stablecoins and BNB and Bitcoin. But yeah, it's a hard one. I think that but let's say it this way. I think right now there is more upside than downside. Like, like, if you look at the 5-year time frame, I'm pretty confident that it's a good time to buy right now. Yeah. If you look at the 5-year time frame, it's a pretty good time to buy right now. If you look at it, you say like, oh, I just want to flip and make a lot of money on the meme coin. Yeah, then I don't know. And I think the biggest problem in the market is that we need to go back to our soul. We need to go back to the core. We need to go back to why we're here. And I think as a community, we could actually do that. And I want to take the time that's left to. And I would like to go over a thread that I have posted. And this goes hand in hand with a research article we're writing with Soul Research. I think you guys have all read the Alea research article that I published, and now working on a new article, and had to dive in a little bit of financial history. And when I was diving in the financial history for writing that article, I actually wrote a thread about some of my past work that I've been doing, right? So yeah, let's go over it together. Can I put this full screen? Let's not do that. All right, let's throwback to my course in 2020. I did a course in 2019, and I also did a course in 2020. So I started with DeFi 101, and there was so much interest. Around 70,000 people did my course. Then very quickly after that, I did DeFi 201. And in that course, I was educating people about flash loans, about trading, about on-chain trading, about on-chain arbitrages, about yield farming opportunities, and all those kind of components. It was a paid course behind a paywall together with Ivan on Tech, where we did this. And yeah, it was fantastic, as you can see here. So let's go over it, right? So what the fuck is happening in DeFi, right? What the DeFi is happening. DeFi was built to be a revolution, a trustless open financial system. Go ahead and in the cyber utopia by learning about decentralized finance today. I actually was diving into this little bit of the philosophy of these books, where there was a 99 DeFi prophecy and there was a DeFi prophecy from 2005 from Charles Stross. Yeah, two great books I recommend to read if you want to get a little bit financial here, right? And I'm not going to go over the whole thread. I will just post it here. I posted here. Yeah, it's actually a very old course that I did in 2020. So it's a bit out of date, but this course, why I did this thread, it's kind of to showcase what I said back then in 2020, right? And I can actually go over it a little bit, right? So what the hell is happening in DeFi? Well, we started DeFi to be this trustless and open financial system as a revolution against a corrupt government, and a way for us to be more self-sovereign and to be more strong individuals that can actually withstand and fight back against corrupt things that are not good for humanity. I think that the separation of power between government and state should be separate, right? I think that I don't see a reason why the government should control money. I think money should be in the hands of people and should not be controlled by governments, right? So that's why we started this, right? And you can see it here. It was kind of like I'm going to this TLDR of the course the introduction of the course that I gave. Fintech is rooted in bureaucracy and trust. DeFi is free and trust minimized. The collapse, and this is kind of like a little bit of new information, the collapse of the centralized systems like FTX or Black Thursday in 2020 showcased that transparency matters. DeFi adds everything on chain, no hidden liabilities, just code. That's why we're here. That's what we're trying to build, and that's what I'm still trying to build, right? You can see, Black Thursday in 2020 was a pivotal moment. It was basically the hello world of programmable money, right? So you can see here, we're basically we are a little bit across that hello world moment, right? Like, kind of it started with like, oh, we have like Bitcoin and stuff, and here you can see we have this HTTP, we have the open financial system, the value layer, and it's basically like over collateralized loans, what make it into the hello world of programmable money, right? And here you see me, I was a bit younger there. I had a little bit less, I have a bit less of gray hair. I have a bit more gray hair right now, as you can see. So, like, I was like explaining how DeFi started, and you can see actually in 2020 was a very cool time because DeFi was basically just getting started, where you could see on chain all these relationships, right? It's moving into MakerDAO, it's moving to Compound, it's moving to Kyber and all these things, Bancor even back then, and right, it's a whole new system, right? Yeah, DeFi is not fintech, and I think this is, by the way, one of the most important slides to really understand, right? So take some time to read this. I think this is a really golden nugget of information to understand and package also why we're doing this, right? So the settlement layer for fintech, traditional finance, CeFi, is not code. The source of truth is a bureaucrat somewhere, right? There's no cryptographic guarantee, immutability of transactions. So meaning, if I deposit money into a bank, I go to my bank, I give them some money, right? Maybe I get a receipt, but the receipt is only a bureaucrat that honors that receipt. It's like, hey, I deposited $1,000 in this bank. You don't really have a trustless guarantee of that, right? The main difference is that in DeFi, there is no bureaucrat or technology gatekeeper between the builder and the idea. It's really important. I already said it back then. This is like 5 years ago, right? I said already back then, there's no gatekeeper between the builder and the idea. Actually, very important, because in fintech, it's not only that as a retail user, if you interact with these things, you lose all money or you lose all your rights, actually. Only if you maybe park it at a central bank, but most people cannot do that, right? There's also the other element that if I'm a builder, I actually was working in fintech and finance before at big banks, right? Before I was just went full-time crypto. You cannot just say like, oh, like what we're doing now with YieldNest. Luckily, it's now open to do that, but you cannot just go and say like, oh, I'm just gonna build a new bank. Oh yeah, I'm just gonna build a bank, or I'm just gonna build a fund or something. If you do that, you need licenses, bureaucracy, bullshit. So yeah, very important, right? The execution of the critical logic is secured as it happens. Amazing, right? So if you do a transaction on chain, you have instant proof that it's your money. The focal point is it's not performance, but trust. I already said this back then. Solana, all these things were not out yet. It's all about settlement guarantees, right? It's all about immutable settlement guarantees. And you can see here this, fintech is a trusted, trust-based software, some software somewhere that somebody built, and a lot of bureaucrats. And DeFi is trust-minimized software, a little bit of bureaucracy because there's still politics involved, right? Still money. Fintech is rooted in bureaucracy and trust. DeFi is free and trust-minimized. Very, very important, everybody to understand. Yeah, this one is also very funny. DeFi is the financial revolution. Finance has been slow, opaque. DeFi is financial revolution. A reaction to the failure in traditional finance to move fast and agile. The current financial system is inefficient and opaque. Worst, it's a walled garden of monopoly that has been created in the current financial landscape. So it's hard to compete and innovate. Like if we now want to compete with these, it's impossible, right? You can see here, like you can see, no, you can't artificially inflate the economy by doing this. No, you cannot do that. And basically the bankers here like, haha, fuck you, I'm gonna print money. So it's like, yeah, that's what's happening, right? And this one, everybody aware, right? Finance has not even begun the equivalent of the printing press phase of the information revolution. True, 100% agreed, right? Yeah, move on. The internet disrupted media, DeFi will disrupt finance. Yeah, that's a simple one. I think we can all agree on. Also, keep in mind, I made these slides like 5 years ago, right? So this is old slides, but still very relevant for today, I would say. You can see here, you can see my face here a little bit. But yeah, it's again, kind of the same story, but then kind of highlighted a little bit better. You can see here all these different layers. You know, a lot of the protocols went away, but we can see some, you know, Curve is still around, Maker is still around, ETH is still around, of course, TBTC, yeah. So yeah, great word. Yeah, and this one is also very cool. DeFi automates inefficiencies, right? So if you are a financial analyst and like a Michael Burry, and you want to analyze the financial markets and short or long, RPA, yeah, robotic process automation. All right, like yeah, we have some of them, but that stuff is only accessible if you have huge money and stuff. Right now, anybody can be Michael Berry with Etherscan, right? You don't need all the expensive tools, software, etc. You can just open Etherscan and draw your own financial conclusions. Yeah, and then the overall conclusion, DeFi is a revolution. Let's construct a new financial system, a system that's transparent and open for everyone, a trust minimized system, a system that minimizes trust for everyone. Let's create a new financial system in a way that's always meant to be. Yeah, beautiful, right? And this is not new information. This is all from 5 years ago, guys. So great. And yeah, here again, like overcollapse over the hello world, and then we're talking about new things that are coming: on-chain financial markets, real-world assets in DeFi, permissions, hedge funds, and AI-powered automated strategies. All the things that we're working on right now, right? So what's next? Vampire attack on CeFi. Fuck those centralized idiots and the systems. I don't care. We need to get away from these things, and we need to move to a new model. So be smart and move to a new model, but be careful. It's a wild world out there, and there's also a lot of risks involved. So we're a little bit more self-sovereign, means a little bit more self-control, etc. But I think it's important. And then below this, I would recommend everybody to read themselves, and I talk a little bit here about what we're currently building at YieldNest. So yeah, that's what I wanted to end the stream with, and I hope everyone learned a bit about this, about YieldNest, and I'm gonna keep on grinding for you guys and for everyone to build this permissionless financial future that we all actually need. I think it's very important for humanity and for just everyone involved to build a system where we can openly transact with one another, build a system where there's no bureaucrat or European Union or whatever, oversight or community regulator or something can just come in to take your money or to block you from doing anything. I think it's very important. And we need to build these systems to yeah, thank you, Jumper. Yeah, it's like, this is like Jumper and everyone, like the reason why the market is going down, and it's like the reasons that I'm explaining, it's not just because I want to sell a product, it's because it's real, right? Like the cyberpunks were real people that really wanted to change something. The Bitcoin community is real, with real people that want to change something. The ETH community is real, with people that want to change something. There's a lot of real things in crypto. There's a lot of real things that we're building. But what's happening is that the whole like crypto community and a lot of new inflow, instead of like, oh, let's focus on this and see how we can build long-term value together, let's see how we can construct something that stays around, etc. We're focusing on meme coins, we're focusing on all that other shit, and like it's fine like that. And the dilemma is that the system is built so everybody can do what they want, but we're using our monkey brain too much, right? We're getting this rug pull left, right, and center. Meme coins are very dangerous. 95% of traders lose money. Just just educate yourself of like, oh, how can I store my money in a permissionless way? All right, instead of staking it in a bank, because that's what you're doing. If you have a savings account or something, you stake in a bank, you get really low interest. In DeFi, it's a system, it's peer-to-peer, it's an open system. If more people just, instead of doing the stuff banking, just stop doing that and move more to crypto and see how you can construct your life more around crypto. Like myself, I almost don't use bank accounts anymore. I just use my crypto cards, and yeah, I don't use banks that much anymore, right? So and I actually try to use cash everywhere I go as much as possible, and crypto, right? So very simple. And we need to go back to our core, and I think if we do that in time, market's gonna be fine. It's just that we had this toxic stuff with Solana and with all these meme coins and shit that reflects, I think, a little bit on us. And yeah, to be fair, that's very toxic, right? So you can, yeah, it's very toxic for the whole industry. So let's see if we can change that together and work together to, yeah, to make the world a better place and to build long-term value. I'm gonna do my best to do that, and yeah, that would go well. I don't know. Like, I think it's a bit not really the task of have YieldNest debit cards or something. I think what DeFi is doing is, yeah, it's fine. I don't know. I want to stay a little bit more core to the core ethos of just building decentralized infrastructure. I would rather focus more on building sub-DAOs and other things, and building really hardcore DeFi stuff that's completely decentralized, and then governed by community, etc. Then bringing out like credit cards and stuff like that, because yeah. So yeah, that's the thing. But yeah, very excited about what's to come. We are going ahead, and it might be a little bit bear market, but we're let's see if this works. No, it doesn't work. No. No. Sometimes these camera elements work, but all right. Amazing. I'm very grateful for this community. Let's work together. Let's make sure that we make this world a better place together. And very grateful and happy for everybody here, and speak to you guys soon. I think, Patch, let's do a bi-weekly AMA now. I think there's probably so many questions and different things we want to talk about. So yeah, fantastic. All right. Thank you. Thanks, everyone. And there's a recording on YouTube after this. Patch, please upload it, and then we're going to move ahead. Thanks, everyone. Bye-bye. Have a great weekend. Take care. Thank you. Bye-bye.